American Fugitive by Shingo Zhang. Chapter 23 Restart. In the morning, Ren-Yee had breakfast with his parents-in-law. Ren-Yee's cell phone rang. He answered. "It's me." "Okay. Okay. Goodbye," said Ren-Yee. Ren-Yee turned to Mrs. Jean. "Mom, I'm going to see a friend shortly. You can no longer participate in dangerous activities." Mrs. Jean was obviously unhappy. Ren-Yee said, "I will not. Am I not okay right now?" His father-in-law did not speak. Thank God. Ren-Yee was afraid that Mr. Jean would join the argument. After breakfast, Ren-Yee left. Ren-Yee got into a taxi. "Hankow. Huayan Hotel," he told the driver. As soon as Ren-Yee finished speaking, the taxi departed. The taxi stopped outside of Huayan Hotel. After paying his fare, Ren-Yee walked along the sidewalk. Not far away, he saw Gao Xingquan's black sedan parked next to the curb. Ren-Yee opened the passenger side door and got in. Gao Xingquan wore a shirt, not a suit. The sedan moved forward. Ren-Yee turned off his cell phone. Lu Dingfeng had returned to his home the previous day, after his name was removed from the wanted list. He lived in a residential neighborhood surrounded by walls and a gate with private security guards, the symbol of a high-end and exclusive neighborhood. Tall trees lined up along the walls, further separating the community from the surrounding area. As the black sedan approached the gate, Gao waved at the guard, and the metal gate was automatically opened. The car entered and soon went into an underground garage. Gao led Ren-Yee out of the underground garage and into an end-unit townhouse. A middle-aged servant woman opened the door. Gao and Ren-Yee went inside. Lu Dingfeng came out of a hallway to greet Ren-Yee. "I am Lu Dingfeng." Ren-Yee smiled. "Ho Ren-Yee. Your reputation precedes you. I am not worthy of such compliments." Dingfeng gestured Ren-Yee to sit, and they both settled on the sofa in the living room. Gao Xingquan left. The servant came in and served tea for both. Dingfeng said, "You escaped under the police's nose 4 times. You didn't utter a word under police torture. You're a real tough man. You flattered me. The police tapped Chen Deming's phone, resulting in arrests for both of you. I was afraid that I was exposed first," Ren-Yee said with a smile. "No." Dingfeng moved closer to Ren-Yee and raised his thumb. "Chen Deming, Gao Xingquan, and you are all heroes." Ren-Yee grinned. "Actually, the tape should have been made public. Lin Jianhan and Lin Jianyou have the right to know what is on the tape." "You are so right! Vice Chairman Lin was murdered. I don't know where Vice Chairman Lin's remains are. Someone should look for them." Dingfeng sighed. "Yes. Why not send someone to Mongolia to retrieve Lin Biao's body? China is so big. Isn't there a place to bury Lin Biao's body?" Ren-Yee said. "The CCP government is very cruel." "You can talk like that in the United States. But in China, we cannot openly say that. I heard several retired generals have spoken out this time and asked for the re-examination of Lin Biao's case. But they don't seem to have any effect." Lu Dingfeng asked. "Where did you hear that?" "I have a friend named Luo Yanfang. She knows quite a lot of inside information. Oh brother, you made a police bureau director's wife fall head over heels for you as soon as you appeared." "I have the highest admiration for you, man." Dingfeng laughed. No. We are just good friends." Ren-Yee tried to clarify. "I was joking. Don't take it seriously." Dingfeng stopped his laughter. "What is it that you want to discuss with me today?" "Yes." Dingfeng began to talk with Ren-Yee in a low voice. After talking for a while, Dingfeng said, "Therefore, there is a normal way, and an abnormal way. 2 ways. Ren-Yee nodded. "Let's work together and make names for ourselves." "Great!" Dingfeng gave Ren-Yee a SIM card. Ren-Yee took out his second cell phone and put the SIM card in. They said goodbye to each other. Ren-Yee got into the black sedan. With Gao Xingquan at the wheel, the sedan moved out of the community gate. Some time later, the sedan came to a stop near Huayan Hotel. Ren-Yee got out and called a taxi. Inside the taxi, Ren-Yee told the driver, Wuhan University. The taxi started moving. Ren-Yee turned on his cell phone and saw that he had missed 2 calls from Luo Yanfang. He called her. Yanfang's first sentence was, Why did you turn off your cell phone? Sorry. Where are you? I'm on Liberation Avenue. Come to the Wanjin Hotel. Let's meet there. Okay. I'll come over now. Ren-Yee hung up the phone and told the driver, Let's go to Wanjin Hotel in Wuchang. The driver replied, No problem. Inside the hotel lobby, Ren-Yee called his mother-in-law, informing her that he was busy in the afternoon and would only return home at night. Then he called Yanfang. Yanfang said she was in her car in the underground garage. Ren-Yee was a little nervous since their last meeting in a garage was still in his memory. What if she loses her temper again? Ren-Yee went to the underground garage and found Yanfang's car. He found her sitting in the back row inside her car. She asked, Where have you been? Her anger was apparent. Feeling relieved inside, he smiled and said, Visiting a friend. I'm most annoyed by those words. Spill it, he said nonchalantly. You don't know him. What can I tell you? She knew he was teasing her. She stretched out both her hands as if she were going to pinch his neck, and said sternly, If you don't tell me, I will strangle you to death. He smiled, but immediately felt pain in his back. She withdrew her hands and watched him with concern in her eyes. He smiled. It's all right. It will be fine in a few days. She smiled back. Then tell me. He is Lin Janhan's friend. They call him the president. What president? The president of the Huangdong Merchants Association, Ren-Yee said, and smiled mysteriously. Unofficially. What's his name? Lu Dingfeng. Never heard of him. He knows you. Many people know me. Ren-Yee smiled. Oh, you're a big celebrity, she said casually. I'm not at that level yet. Last time you said that the tape was still at the Wuhan Public Security Bureau. Do you know who is in charge of the tape? I have to ask, Ren-Yee said. Ask quietly. We can't get people's attention. Luo Yanfang asked. Why? What are you going to do? Nothing. Just thinking about it. Then you are not leaving? I'm not leaving. Don't go. I told you. Don't go unless you have it in your hand. If you want something, just reach out and grab it. He did not comment on her advice about life. Yanfang said, You are always indecisive. Afraid of this and afraid of that. She put her right hand on his left leg. She was concerned and asked, That doesn't hurt, right? He made an okay hand signal. She clenched her left hand into a fist, held it in front of him, and said, Listen, don't stop until you get the tape. He clenched his right hand into a loose fist and waved. She showed him her fist and encouraged him. You have to clench your fist tight like this. He clenched his hand into a tight fist. She immediately said, That is a man's fist. At that point, Yanfang grew a little tired. Neither spoke to the other. Then Ren-Yee said, Is that how you motivate people at work? You are a really good minister of organization. They both laughed. 20 minutes later, Yanfang and Ren-Yee got out of the car. They walked into an elevator, which moved up and stopped at the first floor. They came out of the elevator and walked toward a restaurant on the other side of the hotel lobby. Boss Chu and 2 other men walked into the lobby from outside. Seeing Yanfang and Ren-Yee walking toward him, Boss Chu slowed down and stared at Ren-Yee. Ren-Yee and Yanfang also saw Boss Chu and his men. Yanfang pretended not to recognize Boss Chu. She and Ren-Yee kept walking. After entering the restaurant, Ren-Yee asked, Who was the person staring at us a moment ago? He is Boss Chu, one of Xiao Zichang's friends. Ren-Yee didn't say anything. Boss Chu used to bow and flatter me every time he sees me. No. Do you feel isolated? She nodded. Since she was separated from Xiao Zichang, many people began distancing themselves from her. She had been a lady with status and influence. She seemed to have lost all of that. The worst chill and the highest warmth in relationships in this world, I have experienced them all, she said calmly. After lunch, Yan Fang and Ren-Yee walked out of the hotel lobby. A taxi came and stopped. They got into the taxi. Ren-Yee told the driver. Huaiyun Hotel. The taxi arrived outside of the Huaiyun Hotel. Yan Fang and Ren-Yee got out. Gao Shenkun's black sedan was waiting for them not far away. They got into the sedan's back seat. Like the previous time, the black sedan passed through the guarded gate and went into the underground garage. Moments later, Gao Shenkun led the two guests into the living room, where Lu Dingfeng was waiting. Ren-Yee introduced Yanfang to Lu Dingfeng. Yanfang said, "President Lu, this place is so beautiful." Dingfeng smiled. "Really? No way," Ren-Yee said. "This home can get your attention." "That's pretty good," Dingfeng said. "Yes, I agree." Yanfang asked Ren-Yee, "What do you mean? President Lu's taste and imagination are at such a high level. How could I match up to that? You are so modest. Is that necessary?" Ren-Yee grinned. Yanfang said, "I am not being modest. He is the president." Dingfeng smiled. "I am a self-appointed president. It doesn't count." Dingfeng led Yanfang and Ren-Yee into his office. Dingfeng took out a paper bag from the file cabinet and gave it to Ren-Yee. Ren-Yee opened the paper bag and took out an audio cassette. Ren-Yee said, "This is really an audio cassette from years ago." Dingfeng nodded. Ren-Yee handed it to Yanfang. Yanfang looked at both sides of the cassette carefully. "The original cassette looks exactly the same as this one?" Ren-Yee wanted to make sure. Dingfeng said, "Yes. Lin Jianhan made it according to the original cassette." Yanfang pointed to the English words, "Born to be Wild," on the cassette and asked Ren-Yee, "Have you heard of this album?" "Yes." "It's also a famous song," Yanfang asked. "Can you sing it?" "I can only sing one sentence." "Then sing it for us." Ren-Yee smiled. "I would scare you to death if I sang," she said. "Pretended modesty. You know a lot about music. Are you worried that people don't know how musical you are?" Ren-Yee said. "I will find the song so you can hear it." "Okay." Ren-Yee took out his cell phone and searched for Born to be Wild. Soon, the three of them watched a video of a Steppenwolf concert in 1969. The lead singer John K's voice was loud. "Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a love embrace. Fire all of your guns at once. And explode into space. Born to be wild. Born to be wild." Yanfang said, "This is truly wild." Ren-Yee said, "A wild horse locked inside a stable." Dingfeng sighed. "It's a pity that he died so early," Ren-Yee said. "If he hadn't died, Lin Liguo would be about 60 plus now." Dingfeng said, "If Lin Biao had not died in 1971, he would have been the leader of China's reform." Ren-Yee said, "Deng Xiaoping would have had no chance." Dingfeng asked Yanfang, "Have you found out where the tape is?" Yanfang said, "Yes. It's in the hands of Director Sun of the Department of Historical Records of Wuhan Public Security Bureau. I know him quite well. I just found that out this afternoon." Dingfeng asked, "What kind of person is Director Sun?" "Director Sun is a little weird." Yanfang seemed unable to find a suitable word. Ren-Yee asked, "In what way?" "I don't know how to say it. He is different from most people." Dingfeng said, "I will let you two deal with Director Sunday. Use Plan A first. If that doesn't work, use Plan B," Ren-Yee said. "The second plan involves a lot of people. Coordination will be difficult. I'll take care of that. Don't worry. Lin Biao's case cannot be covered up forever. The truth will definitely come out. That will be up to detectives such as you," Yanfang said with a smile. Dingfeng patted Ren-Yee on his shoulder. with Ho Ren-Yee taking the lead. We are the army of kindness and justice. Ren-Yee smiled, and raised his hands into the air. We are the army of kindness and justice. Yan-Fang and Ding-Feng laughed. Ding-Feng said, We will keep in touch. Yan-Fang told Ren-Yee. Let's go. Sure. The heavy load will be on your shoulders. Ding-Feng's voice was full of hope. Gao Shenkuan, Luo Yan-Fang and Ho Ren-Yee walked out of Lu Ding-Feng's house.